Because it's 20 minutes when they're both meeting in mid, grabbing all that farm. Deft can kill pressure.
Yeah, ulti comes through. Beryl now walks past the turret and is going to be able to lock down the Zeri. Just a 2v2 kill here on the bottom side. Dawning Shadow comes in, gets a whole bunch of shielding, and now Life is just a cat on a book with nowhere to go. Beryl with the piercing darkness on top of him. They're going to do it. 2 versus 2, and they wipe him out.
Thus begin the challenges of KT Rolster against this 9-man roster. You had to prepare for...
I thought the challenges left.
Yeah, they left, but now you've got a whole...
LCK!
You've got a whole new DRX here who's playing a different strategy. They prepared the counter for your Zeri that you're like, oh, they gave it for free, and then actually they countered it. They came prepared.
Emperor's Divide, gonna grab Zeka, who flashes in a pretty awkward position. As now Pyosik wants to safeguard over. Zeka takes a while to die, but he eventually will. Oh, much damage here to aiming. Almost just dies. Oh, there's the Dawning Shadow. Goodbye. That is just pretty much a solo kill. I think Beryl put on a shield or something like that. And cuz he was waiting in that brush, he's like, just bait him in for a second. And he's like, no, don't just die. That up. But this Infernal trying to get the work done as Cuz dives on over. Great kickback from Pyosik to deny the ulti from the Yuumi. Kingan's going to go down immediately. Gwen not quite immune enough. And now Pyosik's in trouble as well. Deft absolutely no mana and not a lot of health either as KT just destroy the team fight. And they'll go back to the Drake.
They're looking for Deft here too. They want some of that shutdown gold.
Aiming wants some revenge, but Pyosik says absolutely not. The safeguard shield comes in, and Deft is able to walk out alive. It's like, hey, like, oh, what's Deft gonna do this time? Went from Aphelios to Senna? Wow, that's very different.
All of the DRX players are like, Deft, you want to party up after this? He's like, no, I want a new set of 4.
If there's a game number 3, it's like he subs in, like, I don't know, a whole bunch of other players from other teams. As Rascal comes on in here, finds himself towards the back of the pit, and it's going to be secured there by Pyosik. DRX now considering whether to fight or not. Zeka immediately is going to go down though as Cuz kicked back, but not exactly the target they want as Arya does find an Emperor's Divide. Doesn't get too many kills with it, but Deft is going to get taken down, and that is the main thing. Beryl short to follow, and that's the double kill for Zeri.
Zeri picking up a lot of gold that she so desperately needs, and for the first time in a long time, DRX not in control of the mid lane anymore. Kingan's like, yes, I am. Watch me do this. But it's on the opposite side of the map as he's just trying to clear this wave and try to push mid as soon as possible because KT Rolster are going for the Baron. You can see Pyosik is setting up here for a potential steal, but it is going to be so difficult, especially because Rascal says, no, you can't get anywhere near this. I won't allow it.
Yeah, and can he be the hero is the question. The answer is no.
Extendo Beam also gets him dragged out.
Yeah.
As Kingan is like, no, we could do this. We could maybe 50-50 this. I don't think so.
How immune can Gwen be is the question as she dashes on in, wants to get in there before Pyosik to give him the opportunity. He gets into the pit. This is the Baron! What the heck? There is no way that should have been possible! As now Kingan, he's got a Dawning Shadow as well, actually gets gap closed with a gigantic cask. And as aiming has started up the Drake. Kingan looking to collapse in. Let's see what the timing's going to look like this time as they need to wait for a Q to land from Pyosik and see whether they can get that work done as Cuz has engaged. Pyosik dives on forward. Dawning Shadow doesn't find too much value here, but Deft is pretty safe. Emperor's Divide does basically nothing, and Arya is punished immediately. Aiming, they're trying to get on top of him. Can Gwen do it? Is the question. Rascal's real dead up towards the blue buff, but Aiming's also alive. And DRX are now looking to lock down this Drake. There is no Lee Sin, but there's also no members of KT, so that is going to be Infernal Soul, and there is nothing Aiming can do about it as Kingan's got some angry scissors that the Extendo Beam won't find him.
It's all up to him, really, and Rascal to set up the engage. DRX are pushed off. They're going to hold the aggro.
Very interesting. We're going for another 50-50. It's Cuz's turn to try and prove himself here. Pyosik gets in, but it is going to be Cuz. That secures it. Can they win the team fight, though? Which is the big question. Kingan dives on top, and yes, they wipe out the Azir and the Gragas. Aiming and Cuz on the wrong side of the map, but DRX are like, well, I guess we're just going to try and destroy your base.
Kingan's already here with a huge wave, and Cuz will never be able to do the same here between turrets. As this is not a race. This is really just KT going, all right, we've got to defend with this Baron buff that we've got, which means it'll be completely wasted. Worst case scenario here, though.
And this Baron buff sort of looks like an anti-Baron right now because you can see every single lane is pushing for DRX at the same time. That map control they had is just so strong. The kickback onto Arya. Q going to connect there as well, but it looks like Cuz just going to utilize the ultimate. Actually, I believe it was Cuz that was kicked back. Arya moved himself out of the way, so never mind, I told a lie. Chaos Storm just on top of KT, pushing them out of this area. And the Elder, Pyosik does have the Q on it, is now aiming over the wall. Kingan now looking for him, but he's immune. is, of course, he is Gwen. And that is the Dawning Shadow over the top. DRX now keeping themselves healthy. Remember, Piercing Darkness from Deft. All of the sustain that you could ever want is now Rascal in trouble. There's the flash out from another Empress Divide. And the Azir is going to go down. The Elder's resetting now as it is going to be secured by Cuz. And now DRX are getting ripped apart.
Okay, finally.
Oh, no, it's just a tale of smites.
Yeah.
Goes up.
They can turn on the
out
teleport.
the Emperor's Divide, but Kingen just dashes over the top of it. Rascal now is going to turn up to try and heroically save his mid laner, as Zekker's in a really odd spot, but does get himself back to the safety of his team, and KT have just overextended into DRX. They've lost their mid laner already. The Baron's back up.
You can't win this fight without an Emperor's Divide, I don't think, as KT, but they're going to have to try. No cask available here for Rascal, who's at 1/3 health. Do or die time, KT.
Yeah, Kingen getting into the pit here. Pyosik as well.
Zekka coming back full health with the TP, full mana.
Yeah, and Deft is here with a whole lot of sustain as well. Now DRX are just going to try and pop some bullets into this thing. And Rascal, what can you do? Cuz, can you actually get in and try and defend this? That Gatorade barrel ain't going to do it, and that is going to be the Baron secured by DRX. This game is just so chaotic, man. Like, I don't know, like, as far as Game of Thrones is concerned, I think it's like Season 8. Like, it's just, boy.
Yeah, well, neither of the teams want it, if you get that reference. Feels like they're looking for another one, but Deft is back up now. Flashes up for Arya. He could be the one who scoops them the victory finally after so many whips, after so many empty moments.
Yeah, Flash is going to be there. Can possibly go for something here, but DRX just trying to keep themselves safe in the back line. The sustain there for Deft. If anyone's looking low.
Redemption used here to just try to buy time. They're like, let's go on this wave by wave with this Elder buff. Let's see if we can actually get a single kill, but they've been unsuccessful so far. It's so important. You mentioned those side waves not doing anything here for KT, so it's
look at the wave
wave
stacking on in the top lane. Like, that is absolutely gigantic. That may actually break open that one, but Super Minions now finally getting in there as Kingen. Yes, he's immune, so he's going to be all right as now Rascal goes for the engage. Kingen going to get taken down to his GA as there is the Dawning Shadow. Rascal in trouble. Body slams his way to relative safety, but look at Arya getting taken down so incredibly low. Now Zekka, can he actually do this as the health bar is so low, but Deft
the range!
I think there's been enough cooldowns down that he can get the chase. And KT are pushed out of the DRX base. This game will continue.
Yeah, now the best person to try to push and end the game or get an inhibitor is Kingen, but he died. He had his Unleashed teleport available, but he's not up now to actually go to that top wave you talked about. Aiming's going to go over there and clean that one up. As we're going back,
finally we can have a replay, Wolf.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't remember what happened this because it was a really long time ago. No, this is a really great fight for Aiming. We're already, the disengaged tools here have been used for Pyosik elsewhere. They're not able to collapse onto Aiming. Like you mentioned, everybody's kind of on a different page here on the side of DRX. Kingen's not collapsing onto Aiming, so it's ended up being a very split fight. The reset for this Elder Drake buys a lot of time for DRX afterwards, as in this fight, it's all about Zekka doing that damage here before Deft gets the opportunity. The cast here, not amazing to be totally honest. Kingen is, you know, blown up by the Elder. They're not able to get anything else. And then right now Zekka's like, I'm going in, I'm flashing forward, and Deft is my witness. We are going to defend and we are going to win this game. As it's not over yet because they still have so many downed members. Oh, this game just continues. It might be the 3 Elder. We might get that one.
Well, Zekka looking for Rascal here. Pyosik off to the side, and we've got 15 seconds on this Baron. Well, that one is back on the Rift once more. Kingen wrapping around, Aiming, just looking to walk in to the enemy base and possibly just win the game. He could theoretically do that.
Yeah, he's got
some vision, and yeah, he's just going to dash on over. Can they actually do it? As,
teleport?
Teleport immediately comes forward. Rascal throws down the cast and is going to be out interrupted, and now Aiming, he's going to like four-shot this Nexus! The heist has been complete, and KT take down DRX.
Kate.
가자.
들어갈 수 있어? 나 이번에 끝낼게. 막아. 가봐. 막아.
빅토르 끊어줄게.
텔 끊었어. 끝내줘 제발. 빨리. 끝났어. 나이스. 잘해보자.